Welcome to my first ever live stream. I am so happy that you're here today with me. And for those who are new here, hi, I'm Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. And yeah, it is my first live stream, and today is also a very, very special day. And why is it a special day? It's because last year, I posted my first video on the Porkchop Bun's Facebook page, and ever since then, it was like such an amazing journey. So it's actually Porkchop Bun's 1 year anniversary today. Like, yay! Like, just a big, big celebration because I can't believe that I actually survived for the whole year. Like, never, never in my life that I thought I was gonna be a content creator. Like, it was just everything just came suddenly at the right time. And I'm just so happy to be here today just to start my first live stream. But yeah, I'm just going to introduce myself because I feel like on YouTube or on my content, like a lot of people are not too sure where I'm from or my background story because usually I just start reviewing food or my videos right away. So my name's Candy. I was born in Macau and then I moved to Canada when I was 2 years old. Grew up there for all my life until I graduated. So I came back to Macau around 5 years ago, actually. And yeah, I'm still not used to here, but I am working full time now, and the pork chop bun is a hobby that I do on the side. So basically, I just blog. So yeah, my English is obviously a lot better than my Chinese. So that's why I speak in English in all my videos. And for today's live stream, I really just want to talk about my experience as a content creator, because I feel like, for a few days, I was thinking, what should I talk about for live streaming? Because I was like, okay, it's like episode one, and should I go into really deep topics right away? But I was like, okay, but it's Pork Chop Bun's first year anniversary today, so I was like, okay, actually, I should share my experience as a content creator for a year, just to share, just for those people who are thinking about, okay, I kind of want to start, but I'm not 100% sure about it. I'm kind of scared. I'm not sure what I should expect. Then I think this live stream is for you. I'm not going to go over some YouTube SEO or titling, how to create your thumbnails. That's not really what I want to go for because I feel like a lot of there's a lot of YouTube videos for these kind of videos. And for me, I'm still a small content creator, and I just want to give you an idea of what it's actually like, and then I hope that this live stream can encourage you to actually just enjoy this hobby, fall in love with this creativity side of yourself, which I never thought I was going to do. Never in my life I was going to be a content creator, right? So it's been absolutely insane, and that's what I really want to share my journey with you, and hopefully it inspires you to at least just give it a try. That's what I'm really aiming for. Just try it out and just have fun with this whole process, because you never know where life is going to take you. But yeah, why live streaming? I know a lot of people are like, oh, hey, Candy, you make videos. Why did you suddenly change to live stream all of a sudden? Why do you want to try it out? Because I feel in a lot of my videos, I do a lot of food reviews, events, working out, I do a lot of things, but sometimes there are certain type of topics I feel like I really want to cover, but for me, it's filming wise, it's I'm not too sure how to film. For example, some of the topics I want to cover is maybe how to start a business in Macau. You have to go through several government buildings, those kind of things, and I can't film inside, and it gets a little bit complicated if I film, and I feel like it won't be as clear if if I do it in live stream instead. And yeah, it's just like these kind of topics, and at the same time, like I feel like you can interact with me. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can just ask me right away, and I can just answer them. Cause you know how like for videos, like I don't like to make my videos really long and it gets boring and hang and dry, just too informational. Like that's really not my style. I like to keep my videos short. So yeah, I feel like just live stream is the way to go. And at the same time, like I get to be closer with my community. Like I know that I only post one video per week right now, because like I do have a full-time job, and you know having once per week is actually quite a lot for me already. And I was like, okay, I really want to show more about Macau, but at the same time, like I don't have enough time to like film like every few days and like edit every few days. I'll explain why later, but mostly it's just because I have full-time work, and just like I'm already editing like my videos after work already. I just don't have enough time to make another video. So yeah, like that way, like you can interact with me more, and I get to be closer to my besties community. And yeah, so I just want to share with you my experience as a content creator for this past year. Like, what have I learned? What are some tips that I should have, like, you know, I wished I learned a lot earlier, or like some of the things that you have to be aware of, like some equipment. So I'm excited to share with you right now. And I just want to backtrack a little bit. Like, a lot of people have been asking me, like, oh, Kathy, like, why did you start the Porkchop Bun? And I just want to give you a backstory of why. It's because that like when I first started, I felt very lost in life. I would say like I didn't know where I was going. Just think of it that like it's like pitch dark area, and you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, because all I was doing was really working. um it was like working, eating, and sleeping, working out, and it was like every day was like the same thing, and I had nothing to talk about with my friends. Like my friends were like asking me, hey Caddy, like what how's your day? And I usually go like, oh, busy with work. And that was the only answer I can give. Like I had no motivation to do anything. I was just like literally my soul was dying inside. Like I'm not sure if it's because like I went to like I'm in a new environment, because you know I grew up in Canada, right? So I can feel like, you know, my soul was really dying. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what I'm doing, like. And then all and behold, there was a class, that was like phone, how to take videos with your phone, like with your iPhone. And I was like, perfect. Because I know my company needs some like social media elements to it, like you know, posting Facebook videos. Like, I was thinking about like company stuff, okay, like how to take better photos for like this product, yada yada yada. And then like I took it with like 2 weeks with like bunch of little kids during summertime. It was like last year, and I was like, okay, like I felt really old, okay? Usually I'm like one of the youngest ones in the class or whatever it is, but like man, I felt really, really old there. And so I took it for 2 weeks, and we get to learn about how to film on the iPhone. And yeah, and then like it was just perfect timing, and then something happened, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, I really don't know what I'm doing with my life, right? And then I was near this area at near this restaurant at Gangwood Hospital, and I was like, okay, I don't know what made me do it. I just literally just took my phone out, like took my iPhone out, and I was like, okay, let me just try and film, you know? And it was just really awkward first video. If you watch my first anniversary video, you'll see that it was a little bit awkward. It was like, oh, you know, like I didn't even put on, like, I didn't even like dress up. I was so chill, guys. Like, I was literally like super, super chill. It's like, whatever. Did my first video, and looking back, I am so, so glad that I did it. Like, I never look back. Like, if there's anything that would exchange this experience, I would not. Like, you know, Porkchop Bun has been such an important place in my life, and I will not exchange it for anything else, because it's just like it really like it has that passion in me all of a sudden. Like I can see like lit fires in my eyes. That's what my friends are telling me. They're like, "Oh, Kenny, like I see you like burning fire in your eyes right now for the pork chop bun." Yeah, so anyways, let me just like get started on that's really the backstory of like how the pork chop bun started. And yeah, so let's get started on what are some things that I recommend or some of the things that I think you should know. So one of the things that I want to share with you is time commitment. And video making is actually a lot more work than you expected. Like if you want like good video, like I think you have to put a lot of hours into it. I think me and my YouTuber friends we were talking about it. So they said around 1 hour per minute. Which kind of makes sense, yeah. Like I would kind of agree to that. Basically, like if you don't include filming, that's only editing. So that's purely on the editing side. And I would say my editing takes minimum 6 hours. Like really, all my videos, minimum 6 hours. And then for filming wise, is 1 to 2 hours. So if you calculate it, it's like if it's minimum 6 hours and then 1 to 2 hours for filming, it'll be around 8 hours per week. Only if you like if the video is not really complicated, because sometimes some videos are a lot more complicated, especially if you film food. Because like for food, you have to like film different angles. You have to film like the way you eat it. It's just a lot more work. Um, yeah, so that's around like 8 hours. I would say like 8 hours per week. And sometimes like you never know. Like some videos are easier, some videos are harder. But yeah, just expect like 8 hours per week after work. And 8 hours, yeah, 8 hours per week, including full-time jobs. So it's actually like it takes a lot of time for like commitment and stuff. So I'm just letting you know right now, like for me it takes hours. It might be different for everyone. It's just for me I have this like standard for myself. And oh, one thing I really do want to add is that for the pork chop bun, I actually had no experience in video editing. I had no experience in filming. Like the only experience I had was like that class, and that was really it for that 2 weeks, which was like a baby class. And yeah, so basically my only advantage for like being a content creator is that I studied graphic design before. So I studied user interface for 4 months, and then I had a graphic design background in high school, and that really really helped me because I can see all the alignment. I can do all the branding myself, like the branding colors, the alignment, the wording, the styles, the textures. Like I can just like do it really fast, and that's why like I can pick up some of the things faster than maybe people who had zero experience of graphic design. Like I can just pick up a little bit faster because I understand like Photoshop with layering and all these things. So that was like a really really big advantage for me. And yeah, for like goals, like I would suggest like set a goal for yourself for this kind of thing, right? Because for example, like I set myself a goal to have one video per week. Like no matter what happens, you have to have one video per week. And then like, I think that sometimes like that deadline actually stresses me out sometimes, but I'll tell you why later on. But like why I say that set a goal for yourself, because if you do like once like if you keep it once a week, then you have to keep it once a week. It's like playing a piano, right? Like you have to keep practicing for skills. If you don't practice, you're like starting to get a little bit like wobbly, and you keep on learning because if you do it every week, you learn so much. You just learn, okay, like every time like my video, I always like challenge myself to do something new with my videos. So imagine like, okay, what, it's like 42 weeks now. I think I have around 45 videos, and I can see a big difference already compared to my first video. And yeah, I mean, so you can see a big difference. So that's why I'm suggesting to set a goal for yourself, like once every 2 weeks, like even once a month. Like really, just set a goal. Because if you don't set a goal, you really like don't really learn. You don't really challenge yourself. And I highly suggest that whether that's like once every 2 weeks minimum. Like I think that's the minimum I would go for. Like once every 2 weeks or once every week, because at the same time community will know that when your videos are going to be out, when do they expect like my videos to be out. Like they know that I come out one video per week and they know it's come out every Friday, right? So they have that expectation and you get to be closer with your community too, right? So I really suggest that. And another, like my next point would go for equipment and editing software, because I know that, you know, I meet my friends, I have some besties, like they were asking me like, oh Kenny, like I kind of want to film but I don't know what to do. Like should I buy like a camera right away, or should I like, you know, buy like a microphone right away? Like what do you suggest? And for me, to be honest with you, just a phone is okay. Like, you know, like I filmed this for until, let me think, December? I think I filmed it for 3 months until I was like, okay, I kind of want to change into like a camera. Like I literally just used this for 3 months, and the only thing I bought was a gimbal so I can hold it around. And that's what I really suggest you starting. Like if you have a phone, like I know one of my YouTuber friends, like he actually just holds it like this and just talk. No, actually he does it backwards. He does it like this, which I don't know how he does it. I mean, I can't, like for me, I'm used to like seeing myself and talk. If I don't see myself, I'm not too sure, like, you know, am I in the right angle and all these other things, right? I mean, so yeah, like I wanted to switch to a camera. The reason is that because for me, I want higher quality video, because you can see my iPhone, a lot of my older videos, it's like kind of pixelated and you can just tell right away like the quality is like you know. And then that's when I was like, okay, I think it's time to get a camera. So I don't recommend starting a camera right away. It overwhelms yourself if you don't have any experience using a camera. I would just start using an iPhone or like a phone. Just talk. Cause like you have to get used to talking on the camera, right? So just like use iPhone and just talk and have a gimbal. Cause for me, why I recommend the gimbal before anything else is that you get to hold around so you can see your frame. And at the same time, like you could have the gimbal with the legs, like the ones that can like actually stand on the legs. Because then like, you know, especially like you put it on your table and you want to talk. So that's why like I really recommend it. Let me see and grab my gimbal. So I have this like Jiyun Smooth X gimbal, and I totally recommend it. Like it's just something so simple. You know, I like this gimbal a lot more than my camera gimbal. Like I use this actually a lot more. Like I'll just give you guys and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like actually. And I recommend this a lot more than my the one I use for my camera, which I to be honest with you, I bought it for a few months and I haven't used it because it's such a hard equipment to use. You have to balance the camera, like there's 3 sections to it, and it's just so confusing. And I felt really bad. I feel like, you know what, like it actually, like I really want to learn it because it's just so nice if you have like really buttery smooth like background videos, but oh, it's just so hard to set up and I don't know how to set up. Oh, that was the most frustrating part. I wish I know how to set it up properly, but it's just there's too many components to it and I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll just use my phone like gimbal. And yeah, I mean, that's really, those 2 things I really recommend. And then I would suggest, it was like I think I recommend the gimbal first, or a selfie stick, whatever it is that you can hold, so that way you can talk at the same time. Where you know, maybe you're eating something or you're just walking around, and yeah, like just like a selfie stick kind of thing. And then the next thing I would recommend is the microphone. It's really important for people to hear clearly. Like audio is really important. And those are the really 2 things I recommend. Like microphone, it's not mandatory. If you watch my older videos, they're okay. You know, on my older videos, like I don't really use the microphone too much. I thought that my iPhone was absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's what I really recommend. And now, like what I use right now is I use a Sony ZV-1 with a tripod, with lighting, and it's just like you slowly build this like standard for videos, I would say. Like it's just like slowly you just like start buying like, oh, like you buy this, you buy it's kind of addicting, to be honest. Like I do have to admit, because I'm those people who likes to buy like a lot of things for my equipment just to make sure my like videos look okay. So yeah, so this is really what I use, like a Sony 7-1. I have a tripod now. I have like a mic that really clips on here and just really talk, because you can see like when you see like your videos get better, like you're like so happy about it. You're just like hee hee hee, like like you're just so proud of yourself. So yeah, like you just slowly buy and keep upgrading, keep upgrading, keep upgrading. But like if you just start and you're like, okay, I'm on low budget, I'm not sure if this hobby is for me, then I would really suggest just start talking in front of a camera. I mean, sorry, in front of a phone, and just start really. And also, like, I also recommend editing software. I know some people are like, oh yeah, like Final Cut Pro. And what else the other one? Adobe Premiere. Yeah, they go like, oh, I want to Adobe Premiere. I want to go like on Final Cut Pro. And what I suggest, right? Like, I feel like for someone who has zero experience in like editing, I would say start with a really beginner editing app. Like I have this app that I really love. It's called CapCut. It's totally free. You don't have to pay for it. And I used that app for I think a little bit more than 6 months. Like when I filmed my music video, that's when I started transition Final Cut Pro. And even for me who has like 6 months of experience now, just like editing videos, it's kind of like when I transitioned to Final Cut Pro, it actually was pretty overwhelming for me too, because it was suddenly like a lot of things going on, and I'm like, what is going on? Like even for me, for someone who has 6 months of video editing experience already, it was just like, wow. And to be honest with you, like I love like Final Cut Pro. I'm sorry, I love like CapCut. I think you should try it. Like, if you have no experience for video editing, please try CapCut. Like I give it 10 out of 10, and actually I'll give it 9 out of 10. The only thing I don't like about CapCut is that I can't layer it. What I mean by layering is that, like for example, like I have a video here, and I just talk, and then like I can't put another video on top, just to cover my face, but I keep talking. It's kind of like that, and that's the only thing that really sucks about it. And also, like it's just a little bit of music. I have to adjust the music all the time. But yeah, like I love CapCut. If CapCut has like a software, I would totally buy the software. They have the cutest stickers. Oh my gosh, like if you saw my like previous videos, like older videos, like I keep spamming like stars, ducks. Like I put a lot of stickers in my videos, okay? Like I can't even find them anywhere, okay? Like I did buy like a package online. It was like, I think it was like something like $20 USD, but they cannot compare with like CapCut. Okay, CapCut is like, oh my gosh, it has a lot of things. Like, they have like chat box. It's just so nice, and it's just like pre-made for you. And now I have to draw my own chat box, and like I have to do everything myself. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's like a little bit more work. I have to do like more Procreate, all these kind of things. So yeah, like I don't recommend starting like Final Cut Pro or like Adobe Premiere right away. Like I totally don't recommend that, because you know what, like you have to buy the software too, right? Like it's kind of expensive, and when you're not too sure if you want to do this, like you're just kind of like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it. It's kind of like I just want to try it out, and you already pay like what, $2,000? Was it USD or something? Like Final Cut Pro was really expensive. It was like $2,000 like USD, okay? And yeah, I mean like it is pretty hefty pricing, especially when you just get started. And yeah, so my next topic like would be, it was like filming what topics, and how should I start, what topics should I film. Like I know that a lot of YouTubers were like, what they suggest is that you like have a niche market, know your target audience, and then go from there, and like just really focus on that niche, and you'll be like just focus on that, and like and just like continue on that. And for me, I wouldn't say I wouldn't totally 100% agree with that. Like I'm just saying from my experience, who has zero experience of editing, filming, that I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. I don't even know what I'm doing with the pork chop bun, with my blog. Like, how do I know my niche, right? Like, that's something you'll know after like a while, after you start like filming and editing and posting. That's when you kind of know. But in the beginning, like I would suggest just to film everything. Film like all things, try out different things each time, and just like see your style, see what you're kind of good at, and see what kind of things that, oh, maybe something you really want to try, because you never know what style will fit you the most, right? Like for example, like when I started, I filmed like vlogging, I filmed like food, I filmed workout events, uh music video. Like I did a little bit of everything because I wasn't sure really where I was going, right? And then later I realized that, like, oh hey, I feel like a lot of people really like me filming about food. They like me doing food reviews. I'm like, okay, so that's something that I realized. So I really generate my content now to gear more towards food or something that's really interesting topics, right? Because if you watch my really beginning videos, like, or my YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel, like you can see that my topics was like everywhere in the beginning because I wasn't sure where I was going either. Like for me, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna film me like doing a an event like as an MC kind of thing. It was kind of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. And yeah, and then later I just started realizing, okay, like, okay, seems like I'm kind of good at filming food, and a lot of people recognize me for food. Like, let data or let the community know. Like, they'll tell you. They'll be like let data tell you what you're gonna be good at, right? Because like in the beginning I wouldn't know. I thought I looked pretty cute working out. Okay, I was like, oh hey, like I worked out for a month. Like I challenged myself. Look at me, I filmed, like, I worked out for a month. But the video didn't do well for some reason. So I guess that my community doesn't really resonate me working out. Like, they really resonate me with doing food videos, right? And yeah, I mean, that's really my suggestion, is to just try out everything. Really, because you don't know what you're gonna be good at, and then just let data tell you, or let people tell you. Like, sometimes I go out and then like I see a bestie on the street, right? And they'll be like, "Hey, you're the pork chop bun," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And you're a food blogger, and that's when you know, like, oh, okay, so I guess like they know me as a food blogger then. Like, I didn't tell anyone, "Hey, I'm a food blogger." I don't tell people that actually. I saw, oh hey, I'm a blogger, and then people tell me, oh hey, you're a food blogger. So that's when you know that, okay, so that's what I'm really good at. So I'm gonna be focusing on that, and that's how you grow as a channel. Like now, I'm just really focused on food, and yeah, like that's really what I suggest, just to film like everything and just try everything out, because you never know, right? And then my next topic would be which social media to start. Like how, like, which one should I pick? Like there's just so many like social media platforms right now. Like there is like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Like should I start everything at the same time, or like should I just gear towards one of them? And I'm just gonna tell you from my experience, right? From my experience is that like I started with Facebook because that's what I'm really comfortable with. And I did that for 6 months until I transitioned to YouTube. Like, as in, like, I also have a YouTube account and Instagram account. And it was just like, for me, everyone, like, I know when I first started, a lot of people were asking me, like, why don't you have a YouTube account? Like, they didn't really understand, like, why? Like, you're making videos anyways. You're just posting it anyways. And I really disagree with that. Like, they all go like, oh, you're posting all the social media platforms at the same time. Why don't you post why don't you post at YouTube at the same time? And to be honest with you, it's really overwhelming. Why I say that is that each social media platform has different strategies. The way they work is totally different too. And I am so glad that like I didn't listen to other people saying that, oh yeah, like why don't you just start YouTube at the same time? Like, I'm really glad that I took the route of like starting Facebook first, and then like I got my way. Like I started to get very like confident with my videos, and that's when I started transition to YouTube also. Because I feel like, you know, for someone who's like me, unless you like, you know, someone who's like me, that's kind of like, okay, I'm working full time. I just started learning like video editing. I just started filming, and you're telling me I have to learn like three other platforms that I have no experience of. And for me, I don't think you should over stress this whole thing, right? Like I feel like that's just way too much work. You just have to, like, you know, I feel like people usually get overwhelmed and they stop doing the hobby because it's like it's so hard, it's too difficult, it's like it's just too many things going on, right? So I would just like really just keep it very simple, like very honest with you, just super simple, and like just take it one step at a time, you know, like just focus on making videos first. Make videos that you're really comfortable in, you're really confident in, and choose a platform that you kind of just want to, you're like the most comfortable with. Like for me, Facebook was something that was super comfortable with me. Like I've been using it for a really long time, and I feel like that's something I'm very used to compared to YouTube. Like I watch YouTube videos. Don't get me wrong, I do watch YouTube videos, but I don't know the basics behind it, right? And then like when I started doing YouTube, after posting videos for half a year on Facebook, you notice a big difference. Like, oh my gosh, like, YouTube was like really overwhelming for me too, because there's so many moving parts in YouTube compared to Facebook, right? Because for YouTube, it's all about SEO, how to catch like their attention, how to make really nice what do you call it, thumbnails, like really nice thumbnails. That makes a really big difference, because you know why, like when you're on the front page and there's so many videos, why do people want to watch your videos, right? So thumbnails is like a big portion of like, you know, of your YouTube videos, like how to design really attractive thumbnails. And another thing is like SEO. You have to pick certain keywords just to get people interested, or like certain keywords that YouTube likes. And you have to also research on these keywords. Like, what if like everyone does the same thing? So basically, you're competing with everyone. Like one of the, I remember like how to work out. Sorry, like it was like working out for 1 month and you know results, and that's like a lot of YouTubers do it, and it's just like you're just competing with people, and you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, like, it's just so much now. Like, do you see now why I recommend just starting from just one social media platform? Unless you have a lot of time, like to be honest, if you have like, if you don't work, if you have a lot of time, then go for it. Like open 3 channels, like really. Then it's actually like easier in the long run because you don't have to upload all the videos at once. Like that was the only thing that I was like about, because like, you know, I had to upload all my Facebook videos to my YouTube videos, and that time I already had like I think around 20 videos, and I was like, oh, I had to write down all the like titling, I had to do all the thumbnails. I almost like literally died at that time. But I think that's the only you know, that's the only good thing about it. Like that's why I really suggest, like if you're working full time like me, and then like get to edit your videos and you have no idea how to edit your videos, and you have no idea where to start, and like you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do, like, you know, I don't want to do like 3 social media platforms at the same time, then yeah, just pick one you're the most comfortable with and really just like run with it, and just be very comfortable with it. And then when you're like, okay, I'm kind of confident in it, like my videos are okay now, and I kind of want to start like something, like just really go for it. Like I highly suggest it, and just learn at the same time, because everything you do is like it's a learning experience. Like even though I'm not the best at YouTube right now, like I'm still learning with like the search engine optimization kind of thing. It's still a learning experience, right? So yeah, like that's what I really suggest. Start with one, and then slowly go for something else. Okay, like if you're working full time, like if you're like if you have a lot of time, then just start like more than one channel. And then now I want to talk about some of the best things about being a content creator. Because I feel like, being a content creator, there's so many like benefits, there's so many things that you don't realize. Like for me, one thing I really noticed that I'm like just super comfortable in front of a camera. Like I'm just like no problem. Um like I'm not camera shy, and at the same time like when I talk to people I feel really confident too. Like I'm just not shy. Like you can just tell in my videos too, I'm just like super confident just telling like just talking in front of the camera. Like yeah, I mean that's something you learn. It's a skill to have. And one thing is that another thing is that you always like I feel like this hobby actually makes me like learn a lot constantly, like never stop learning. What I mean by that is like learning how to edit your videos, learn how to like be creative. Like that's why I love this hobby. The reason is that I always learn, I keep on learning, like, and it always pushes it always challenges me to be better. Like each time, I just want to be better each time. It's always doing that, like non-stop. Like for the past year, if you have met me last year compared to this year, you can tell that it's like a really big change already. And another thing is that I feel like it really works on my creativity. Like man, like why I love this hobby is that there's no right or wrong answers at all. Like there's literally no right or wrong answers, and you can just like you can just have your creativity everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can add some rainbows, you can like, have some explosion effects, and it's like, there's no limit to your creativity for your videos. And then like when you just make a project, sorry, when you make a video and then you post it on your social media platforms and see how your community reacts, like you just feel so proud of yourself each time. Because like all my videos, like it's made of like love and hard work, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the sweat and tears behind it. There's only one video that's not made by me, it's the channel trainer, but all my videos I'm put a lot of effort, put a lot of love into it. And yeah, I mean, those are some things that when you look back, you're just so proud of yourself, really, because it just really shows you how like persistent I was. Like I was just like one video per week, yeah, like just keep on going, keep on going, one video per week. And also like one of the things that it's really cool is that you get to meet a lot of different people, like people that you never ever expect to meet in your life. For example, like those directors for food and beverages at like a hotel, and they're like, oh hey, like I want to work with you, like it's just so amazing. Like wow, I never thought that I would get these kind of opportunities, right? And also like you meet like new friends along the way. You have like I have my own little community called the Macao content creators. Basically like we're all YouTubers and we help each other out, and we go like, oh hey, I have a question, how do you do this? And then like my like we have this little WhatsApp group, and basically where we're just like, oh yeah, like okay, you do this, and we kind of just like work together as a team, which I really like because you just meet like a lot of new people. You have your own little community, and you also like the community like supports you, and that's like the really rewarding part. I feel like because there's people that I've never met before. Like I just never met them in person, but they just like they message me and they're like, oh hey Kenny, like I love your videos, or hey Kenny, like like I've been supporting you. These comments they mean so much to me. Like seriously, they are so rewarding, and you just go like wow, like you're just so happy hearing that, and that's really rewarding as a content creator, right? Like it's just you never expected that, like for a content creator to receive that many like likes, and it's just really like I am just so thankful for that, because you just meet like a lot of new people, and you get a lot of new opportunities too. Like as I mentioned before, like you have like collaborations, food reviews, and like just trying out new things that you never thought of. Like for example, I was like an MC. I was also what do you call it? I like commentary. So I did a commentary for like a robotics competition too. So I thought that was really cool because like that's something I never thought of, and also like being in a commercial. Because once you have your portfolio, I would say like your videos are kind of like your portfolio. It showcases what you're doing, right? Like people will actually check out your portfolio and they kind of go, oh hey, I like your vibe. Like I think there were like a few times that I got selected was because like I had a good portfolio. Like they liked my portfolio. Like they like what I do on YouTube, right? So they're like, okay, yeah, like, hey, we like you, want to work with you, kind of thing, right? And yeah, I mean, like those are the really good things that I really enjoy being a content creator. And what are some bad things that you'll encounter? Like, see, these are some things that I really want to share with you too. Like, what are some things that like an exchange, I would say. I think one of the things that really was that it really takes a lot of your time. Like I'm gonna be very honest with you. This takes a lot of my time, and this is actually like I would say this is kind of like my full-time job, to be honest, because every day I've been thinking about the Porkchop Bun. Every day I'm like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? Like that's my mind for the whole day. It's like all my mind is like for a lot of things is about the Porkchop Bun, and it takes a lot of our time. And I sometimes I feel like I don't hang out with my friends that much anymore, and my family also, and I feel kind of bad about that because my friends sometimes want to hang out with me, and a lot of times I can't make it because I have to edit after work, and at the same time if I hang out, then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to film that day, I don't have time, oh my gosh, what did I do, kind of thing. So it's kind of like that, like it just the thing that takes away from me, like the only like the meh part of this like content creator thing is that it takes your time away from like with their closest like friends, family. And I do notice that I don't talk to a lot of my friends anymore. Not saying that like I don't like them or anything. That's not what I'm trying to get. It's just that like, I've been so busy, which is a good thing, right? Being busy is a good thing, and I'm just so focused on editing videos, like posting or like creating like my thumbnails. I'm just so busy thinking a lot of things. I just don't have time to talk to my friends. It's just I'm just like, oh my gosh, and I feel really bad about that. Like, that's one of the bigger things that I noticed. And another thing is that be prepared to be yelled at. I'm not sure why. I know it sounds really weird, but like for me, I had some experience that like, when they know that I'm a content creator, um it's just that I don't know, they just don't like me filming for some reason. I don't know, it's just so weird. Sometimes some people they just don't like me to film. I mean, you never know, right? So I think it really depends on different people too, because I did talk about this in my YouTube community, and that my Macau content creators group, they're mostly people that are not from Macau, so they don't look Asian. I mean, yeah, I mean like they're more on the Western side, right? So that's why it's kind of like, or like Western or Indonesian or something like that, right? But I feel like whenever I film when I'm not supposed to film or whatever it is, like I do get more like hostile feedback compared to my other YouTubers. And yeah, it's like those are two things that I really do want to talk about. I think like you might have some experience that are kind of like about, but like most of the time I think really the benefits outweighs the like disadvantages or like the bad parts. So that's why I continue what I do, because I found what I love and do what I love, and like I just continue learning. And really, the last part I really want to talk about is the mindset. The mindset of what you should carry when you do this. when you just start, you have no clue what to do, like what your mindset should be. Your mindset shouldn't be how many subscribers you get, how many like people follow your page, how many like that's a really really toxic mindset, and I really don't recommend that. Like I was like that at first in the beginning, but I realized that it's not healthy for me because like I just want to enjoy what I do. Like I just want to make videos for everyone, even though like sometimes I don't get a lot of views and I get a little bit like ugh. But I realized that for me the like I think my only goals would be just to promote Macau, like whatever I can do promote Macau internationally, and like just have fun with making videos and just not really care, because I feel like if people love what you do, they'll just like follow you or subscribe to you, right? So really, when you first get started, don't think about how many subscribers, how many like followers, because I did had someone messaging me like how do I get more people like follow me fast, how do I do this fast. And to be honest, this is a hobby. Like don't quit your job for this hobby yet. Like unless you're like making like you start to see like, oh hey, I feel like I make more money on my for example YouTube videos than like my full-time job. So that's when I really recommend just like transition over there. But like, if you're like me, have a full-time job and you're just kind of like, okay, like I want to get like this many subscribers. I want this like, just have fun. I feel like that's the really main thing, is to have fun with this whole process and like just learn and just like enjoy it, because it's something that you should be hella passionate about. Just something that you have a goal and just try it out, like making videos, and just do your best every time. Really, like every video you make, just do your best. Don't have like everything you have to be very perfect, where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this perfect, like compared to my other videos, you can tell like some of my videos are not as good as my videos now, right? And just don't give up, keep doing it. Like if making first video, I'm gonna tell you straight up, your first video is gonna be no good, and that's a fact. Like, I'm just gonna be straight up, like, don't be like, oh my gosh, my first video is no good, like, what am I gonna do with my life? This is too hard, I'm just gonna give up. Like, guys, it's learning experience, okay? Like, when you play piano, you don't go like, when you start playing piano, you don't think about like, I'm gonna be Mozart the next day. Mozart took time. I know he's like a prodigy in piano, but he took time to practice too, right? So it's really just like practice makes perfect. And one thing that's I would say that even if you don't think this is something that you do in the long run, you can just try it out, and then like you can look back and in all your videos, and you'll be like, wow, like I made so many videos, and just treat it like a memory. To be honest with you, like I would just say like treat it like a memory and be like, this is something that I can look back to, right? Like, today's like the first anniversary for the Porkchop Bun, and I feel like I can look back into all the videos that I made, and I'm like, oh wow, like, at this time I made this video, and you're just really happy about it, because like when I grow old and wrinkly like a raisin, then like when my memory's no good, I can just go back to my YouTube videos and be like, wow, like I actually been through so much. Oh, is that right? Like, is that really what happened? Like, I read somewhere Mozart practiced so much his fingers got deformed. Wow, I actually didn't know about that. I just know that he's like a prodigy. Like, he was like, he wrote like operas or something when he was 10. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. But like, yeah, I mean, it's really about practice makes perfect. And like, I know a lot of people are just really scared of starting. Like, I know that I have a few friends that ask me like, "Oh, Kenny, like I'm scared." Like I don't know, like how am I gonna do this? Like, I mean, for me, my only recommendation is to start. Just press the button and just start talking. Like, just start talking to your camera or your phone, and just to press start and just talk, 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 and be okay with that. Be comfortable with that. Even when like there's no real people watching you, just be very comfortable with that. And that's how I think a lot of YouTubers, content creators do, right? Like they just talk out of thin air. Like you're just basically talking to yourself and just get really used to that and just enjoy this whole process because I feel like I like that's what I want to do like for this whole live stream. I just really want you to have this certain expectations of like what you should expect being a content creator, and I can share that experience because I already did this for 1 year now and I'm happy to share my experience because really like I think some of the things that I hoped that I wish like I wish I knew beforehand like for example like if I knew that it's gonna take me like 10 hours or something, that's something that I feel like I kind of wished I knew a little bit earlier. But at the same time, if I knew that it's gonna take 10 hours per week, like would I even start? Like I think I'll be like, no, 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 I don't want to do it. But yeah, I mean, just really have fun with this whole process. That's what I really suggest. Have a really positive mindset. Think of it as like a learning experience. Think of it as like something that I can see myself improve each time, each day, and just have fun and enjoy the process because you never know where life is going to take you. Maybe it'll like give you so many opportunities that you never thought of. And that's really it. Like that's what I really want to talk about for today's live stream. But now like feel free to ask me any questions if you have any. And for like I would like to share some like funny stories actually, or like I want to share about like oh, I do want to add that, like, sometimes when you make videos, you don't know what's gonna click and what's not gonna click. Like, sometimes in some of my videos, I feel like, oh, I'm really confident that this video is gonna do okay. Like, I kind of like this video. I think it's gonna do okay. And then it turns out it does not do okay. And then you're like, why? Like, why do people not like this video? I put so much love and effort into it. And then there's other videos, like, on the flip side, that's like, okay, like, it's like okay I didn't put a lot of effort into the videos to be honest. I'm just kind of like about it like like I don't know about it, and then like somehow that video just like just like explodes into popularity. I think that was, and you just don't know. You don't know when it's gonna happen. Like that's what I feel like sometimes you just don't know. So just keep doing what you do. Like keep practicing, keep focusing, and yeah, I mean, I do want to share that sometimes I like some of the videos I get really stressed out. I'm gonna tell you which videos that I got pretty stressed out with. Cause okay, it's cause it was bad planning for my part. Like it was mostly bad planning. I think one of the videos was like, so I filmed on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, and I had a goal of putting like one video per week. Oh my gosh, I remember that video. I woke up like 4 a.m. just to wake up and finish it. I was stressed out. I almost didn't make the cut, okay? I almost didn't do it. For me, it's either I don't do it, and if I do it, I have to make it to like that cut, right? That once a week cut. Oh my god, like I literally just I almost pulled my hair out because I was so stressed out. I was like, Caddy, why did you do that for? Like it was really bad planning for my part. I should have filmed like a week earlier or something, but yeah, because it was just so sudden, like they just like a PR team just messaged me and I was like, oh okay, and I was like, oh kind of thing, right? So that was a really stressful moment. And also I want to share like a really funny story with one of the besties I actually encountered. Like I was walking to my gym actually. So I looked really ridiculous, okay? Like I think I didn't like, I was in a ponytail. My hair was like all over the place, like, just like a ponytail. I had no makeup on. I was wearing like a mask and I was just wearing like a workout clothing. And I remember, like, I was walking to, like, just going past that bus stop. I had a bestie that really, like, recognized me. Like, he just walked by me. He was like, the Porkchop Bun! I thought that was really cute. Like, I was just like, whoa! Like, I was like, oh, hi, how are you? Like, I was actually really surprised because I didn't expect that. Like, wow, he actually recognized me. I even told him, oh, you actually recognize me? Like, I was wearing like a mask, I had no makeup on, I was wearing like a ponytail. Like, I don't really wear ponytails in my videos, right? And I was wearing my workout clothes too. And he was like, yeah, I like obviously because I recognize your eyes. And I'm just like, whoa, like that's really, really insane. Okay, like I thought that was like good job. Like really, that's really. I think it's one of the cuter experience too. And another experience is that I was filming I was filming at McDonald's. I was filming my music video, so I was waiting for my friends actually. I was like vlogging that day, so I was kind of like talking to myself at the same time with my camera, and I see three guys, and then they kind of looked at me, and they were just like, "Hello, hello," and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like I never met them before. I don't know who they are, and then as a if strangers do that to you, then you do that to you have to go like hello to them too, right? And I'm oh hi, and I was just like oh like just smile at them, right? And then later, like from far away, they walk like maybe like a few steps ahead. I heard them. They're like the pork chop bun. And I was like, oh my gosh, like they actually like, know me from the pork chop bun, right? Like I wish they told me earlier because I didn't know like who they were, right? So I wish they could have approached me earlier and be like, oh hi, like you're the pork chop bun, right? Like I would have loved to talk to them just to know them a lot, like just to know them better, and also like take a photo with them or something. For me, like I feel like I take photos with all my besties if I meet them on the streets or something, because I feel like it's good to know who supports you, right? It's good to know that oh hey like oh this person supported me, and you always want to thank them in return. Like that's what I really believe in when they tell me. I usually go like, oh hey like I would love to have a photo with you, like it's okay if take a photo with you, and just to thank you personally, because people take time out of their lives to watch my videos, and like you have to be very thankful for that. Like thank you, really, like I never expected that. But all in all, I just want to say, like, thank you for joining my first live stream. Like, I'm just so happy to really celebrate my first year anniversary as a content creator. Like, oh my gosh, like, yay! Like, I'm just really happy. This whole experience has been amazing. Like I actually never thought about that. Like I actually never thought about I was gonna be a content creator at all, but here I am today. And hello Michael, welcome to this live stream. I am ending soon, but welcome and thank you for coming, and thank you to everyone who joined. And I hope this live stream really helped people who are just kind of on the fence of like should I start, should I not start. And I hope this live stream really helps, and just to have a little bit of understanding of what to expect. But yeah, I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you next time. This is Kenny from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend